पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, गौर भक्त वृंद की। जैसे राधा श्याम सुंदर, नेम ऑफ द डेटीज, राधा श्याम सुंदर की, जगन्नाथ बल सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, श्री प्रभुपाद की। Thank you very much. So today is the middle of the week. Still, so many of you have come in the evening at such an early time for the lecture. Thank you all very much. So I am coming to this home of Adigadharpur first time. I have been to the previous place. So I was telling Prabhu, Ghar is very vishal, very big, to accommodate hundreds of devotees. I told him, your home is as beautiful as your heart. So he has given a big altar for the Lord also, and a big facility for all devotees to come and congregate nicely. Thank you. So Prabhu has chosen this topic, how we can overcome temptation and sin. So especially in relation to food, illicit sex and social media. That's the topic for today. Don't get frightened. Huh? So sometimes, we talk many esoteric subjects of Radha, Krishna, Vrindavan, Leelas and everything. We sometimes even get tears in our eyes when we hear kirtans, and we may imagine ourselves to be pure devotees sometimes. But suddenly you will be shell-shocked to see that from that platform you can fall down to such a miserable situation of illicit sex or overeating or or eating that which is not appropriate to be eaten, or becoming a victim of social media. So when one falls, nose touching the ground, one is shocked. How is it that from such an advanced spiritual status, we are talking of so many advanced subjects. We not only study, we preach also to other people. That is why our Shastras give many extreme examples. You can see Ajamila was such a first-class Brahmana. It's called a Shuddha Sampanna. Shuddha Sampanna means very learned in the Vedas. It's called a Dridhavrata, means strict disciplinary vows of rising early in the morning, taking a bath, bowing down to mother and father, and very disciplined lifestyle. Dridhavrata, Shuddha Sampanna. Sushila, Sadhavo, he says, he was very gentle in his manners while dealing with people. So he had many good qualities. So it appears like he was a first-class Brahman. There are boys in India, they do Sandhya Vandan 3 times a day, promptly. Pratha Sandhya, Madhyana Sandhya, Sayam Sandhya. When father would say, offer obeisances, they would always offer obeisances to Abhivadaya also. You will see that in South. But when they come to America, it's only a matter of time some of their good qualities get eroded away. Far from doing Gayatri, they mix with opposite sex very freely and get degraded, becoming like animals. Some of them became degraded to the point of eating even beef also, some of them. And their generation below, next generation, they don't even know who is Rama, who is Krishna. It has become like that. So one can fall from Brahminical excellence at any point of time if one is careless in spiritual life. That is the main point. We cannot take it for granted that I am initiated devotee, I am Brahman initiated, and I am, practicing, I am preaching, and in this way I am a wonderful devotee. No. At the least expected moment, Prabhupada says, even on royal road there can be accidents. So we are not talking of some chota-mota devotees, even as big devotees we can fall prey to these things. So no devotee, first of all, should be proud that I am so advanced that I am beyond any possibility of fall down. Nobody can say like that. Like in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a verse which says, if one offends a Vaishnava, even somebody like Sholadari, isn't it? There is a verse which says that, Shulapani, it says, If one, even as great as Shiva, somebody is a Vaishnava, by committing aparadha, one can fall down also. Very great Vaishnava also by aparadhas. Actually, when we commit aparadhas, we are thrown out of association of devotees. And when we are away from devotees, Prabhupada writes in one place, Krishna plants material desires in the heart of such a person so that he understands his fallen position. And then he recognizes the value of Vaishnavas. Then he can again come back to Vaishnava association and deal with them respectfully and benefit from that association, rather than pick faults in everybody around. So first time when I read it, I was shocked. Why would Krishna plant material desire in the heart of a devotee? There is a reason for that. Because Krishna wants to save the devotee from committing offenses and instead wants devotee to commit sins. Why you want to commit sins? Because if devotee commits sins, then only he will become humble. A proud so-called Vaishnava who offends devotees, in the assembly of devotees he will offend and hurt his soul very badly. Because offenses to Vaishnavas is called as Vajralep. And committing sins is called as Dhulilep. Correct? No? One is like, imagine like if there is some dust in your hand, you can just wash it away. But imagine somebody takes an iron rod and heats in the furnace and they put a line. That will not be easy to be removed, isn't it? The mark remains, sometimes the scar remains for whole life also, sometimes. Similarly, when we are in assembly of devotees, those who commit offenses can be thrown out of association due to those offenses by Krishna's arrangement, and they commit sins and they come to their senses and they again return back to association. This is one reason why one may commit sins, one possibility. Another possibility is that if one becomes very careless and casual in attitude, then one is likely to fall down also, like Bharat Maharaj. Yodustyajan sutan suhridrajyam hridisprishaha jahau yuvaivam alabad uttamashlo kalalasaha. In this verse it is mentioned that Bharat Maharaj gave up wife, children, family, kingdom, elephants, horses, khajana, and in his palace and everything he gave up. How? As one passes through and doesn't even look at it, one gets out of the washroom. Like that he renounced it, with great detachment. But then in the forest he became addicted to a deer, isn't it? So that is a warning call for all of us, that if we are little careless in our bhajan, in our sadhana, then that can lead even a person close to the bhava stage to fall down. He was in the preliminary stage of bhava, it is said. So therefore, the material world is, Prabhupada says, the danger must be there because we have put ourselves in a dangerous position. Like the Prabhupada writes in Kunti Maharani's one of the purports. So material world is a dangerous place. So while being in a dangerous place, we have to be careful. Correct, no? Like for example, you are standing in a railway line platform, you have to be careful when the train is going to come. Don't stand close to the rails or whatever. So similarly, we are walking on the road, you see an electric wire lying on the road, you don't put your feet on that. So we need a healthy fear. We don't say you have a phobia, but we should have healthy fear. Healthy fear is needed in order to steer through the rough seas of the material existence to go back to Godhead. So those devotees who are fortunate to be blessed with that healthy fear, no matter how senior, how advanced they become, they will never think, I am completely free from any propensity for falling down. They never think like that. They always think that I have to be cautious. So we should be cautious of Maya and conscious of Krishna. Now, Jada Bharat was cautious of Maya, and Prahlad was conscious of Krishna, always. Ambarish Maharaj, Prahlad, they were always conscious of Krishna. And we need to do both. Be conscious of Maya, conscious of Maya and conscious of Krishna, both. So that is why Krishna says, Dhaivi Gesha, Gunamayi, Mamavaya, Dhuratyaya. By hearing that, one may get psychosomatic depression. First line, my Lord, this Maya is impossible to overcome, and who is certifying it? Krishna himself is saying that. And he is the master of Maya. He is saying that. And then second line is most hope-giving. What he says? Mameviye prapadyante mayametam tarantite. So we can come back to life again by hearing that. So he gives a hope. So which means basically he says that don't think you can overcome Maya on your own. Imagine if somebody caught a mosquito like this. Is there a possibility for the mosquito to come out? Like this you are catching, and they were right here. Sometimes you try to catch, correct, no? Because it's roaming around. Sometimes you are already inside of a, what do you call it, that mosquito net. One mosquito has gone inside, so you catch it like this. Your idea is to come out and leave it, correct, no? Unless you leave it, the mosquito has no scope to escape. That is our situation. We are like this in Maya's grip. Only when Krishna tells Maya, hey, release this fellow, she will release it. Therefore, we should always be in Krishna's lotus feet. That is a lesson. So today I am going to share some PowerPoint slides with you for these three temptations, and interesting points we will learn what if we do we can rise above these temptations. Okay, what's one temptation you know is dangerous but still hard to resist? Anybody? Yes? M&M, is it? What is it?
Phone.
Phone, very good. Give her an applause. That's one of the topics today.
Anvika.
Anvika, very intelligent, yeah. Then anybody else? Yeah? Junk food, very attractive. Junk food, you call it fast food. Fast to eat, slow to digest. So, see, food or scrolling, smartphone or gossip, flirting, these are, each of it is done, when the food is eaten because of titillation of the tongue. Scrolling because of addiction. Repeated scrolling becomes, initially it starts like something like little playful, some relaxation to the mind, but eventually we become addicted to that. And the gossip also, rumor mongering, or gossiping, or useless talk. These things, if we keep doing, we eventually become habituated. Very difficult to get out of that habit unless we observe our mind, observe our speech, and we associate with those devotees who are very sober and don't talk unnecessary words. So we will, like Mahaprabhu told Raghunath Das, what he said? Bhalana kaive, bhalana purive, hridete sarvada Radhakrishna savive. Along with that he said, Gramyavarta na shunive, Gramyavarta na kahive, he said. He said, do not talk mundane things, and don't talk like people in general, he said. And do not hear what they say, he said. Because mundane people talk about so many, they talk about politics, they talk about sports, they talk about cinema, they talk about man-woman things, they talk about how to escape income tax. They always keep talking about all these subject matters. That is compared to Kakajan. Sensuous topics or such kind of useless topics. And other one is Hansajan. Hansajan are always joyful to glorify the Lord. We were just talking in the car while coming. His Holiness Dhanat Maharaj had given one Srinivasacharya, right? Almost 3.5 hours lecture, correct, no? So Prabhuji was telling that lecture was one of the best lectures he was telling. So we can see that many of the Prabhupada disciples, they speak hours and hours of, it's like a Akasha Ganga pouring down, correct, no? So that is Hansajan, means people who can constantly glorify Krishna without any effort, effortlessly. So one time I was in Mayapur for my first yatra in ISKCON, 1993. So my spiritual master and His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, they both were there. They took us to various places. One of the places they took us was called King Suvarna Sen's palace. Palace is not there right now, but the place is there. So they took us to the place, and His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj was telling, this king, he became a great devotee of Lord Gauranga. Then he had that big pamper with him. And he would always chant, Gauranga, 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 like that he started. And then he called Radha Swami and said, I will say something he told in his ears. After that he said Gauranga, and Maharaj said Nityananda. Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga. Everybody started chanting after that. They both spoke Katha there for a long time. That was my first experience about understanding Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when I went to Mayapur Dham. So, in that yatra I realized that great souls can completely avoid gossip and keep on speaking about the Lord for days and months together, hours together. So, similarly, flirting means trying to present oneself as somebody very important. Self-importance. See me, see my beauty, see my greatness. Assuming self-importance. Actually, this is a sign of insecurity or lack of love one feels in one's life. Actually, the more one gets a glance of Krishna, then one will be completely satisfied. Just like our Kardam Muni. Kardam Muni saw the sidelong glance of the Lord. So even though he performed severe austerities, he was still healthy. It's mentioned in the Bhagavatam 3rd canto. He didn't become emaciated and spony, skinny like Hiranyakashipu. He was healthy. Because Lord's sidelong glance was nourishing his body, they said. It was like that. So he didn't need any other attention from anybody. So it's a universal challenge. Temptations affect everybody. But temptations can be managed. We are going to learn about some of the tools today. So, see here is the definition of temptation. You see, it's a desire to enjoy something harmful or urge to escape responsibility. Two different definitions are given here. Temptation means, like for example, a child wants to play all day long, but mom wants him to go to school. So going to school is responsibility. Just playing all day is, one's own, escaping responsibility and having fun, correct? No? Now the child may go to school, but the child may be morose. Therefore we should learn to be responsible and cheerful. So, like for example, getting up early in the morning, should we keep a morose face or a happy face?
Happy face.
Because Lord will see. You go to see the Lord, Lord will say, why are you having a sunken face or a hanging face? Be happy. Because Lord is always cheerful, isn't it? So, we should be responsible for rising early in the morning, chanting the rounds, reading, hearing everything. Very cheerfully we should do it because this is the right thing to do. We should be very jolly that I am doing the right thing in right association. For that we should be very happy because it's going to produce great results the time to come. So, on the other hand, if one is morose, that is due to feeling of deprivation. Oh, I am deprived from sense gratification. So, somebody was asking, who was that? It's only Devamrit Maharaj. Maharaj, by leaving everything and taking to renounced order, don't you feel you are missing something? And Maharaj said, yes, you are right. I am really missing something. He said, you know what is it? Suffering, he said. That's what I am missing. And he said, what to do? You want to hold on to suffering, you can do whatever you want. So, in this way, see here, Arjuna asked that question, famous question, you all know that. Atakkena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichannapi varshneya balat iva niyojitaha. Anichannapi means, icha means desire. Anichannapi means, even though we don't have the desire to indulge, but it appears as if somebody caught us by the neck and they're pushing us to do that action. So what is that pushes us to do such an action? Like that he asked a question. So that is why it is, desire to enjoy something harmful. His Holiness Chandramani Maharaj says, sense gratification is like licking honey under the blade, he said. Imagine, from a blade, honey is, the tongue will be cut. So he said that sense gratification is like that, he was telling once. And he also said in the same class, the sense gratification is like playing a game in which you can never win and you can never stop playing. In the material world, you think I'm going to enjoy, but then you keep on endeavoring. It's like the carrot and the stick. You know that donkey had the carrot It keeps going as you go ahead. So in the same class he said, it is like happiness in view but out of experience. Just like sometimes you see ice cream kept in a shop from outside, cake and everything, it's like display. It's there but you can't enjoy it. So in the material world, why we can't enjoy? Because it is only shadowy pleasures. What pleasures? Shadowy pleasures. The real mango is in the real tree, but the mango you see in the water is reflection mango. But all living beings in the material world are chasing after which mango? Real mango or reflection mango? Reflection mango. Therefore they are unable to get. It looks like you will see that the same things that gave you happiness at one time, you will not get happiness with those same things later. For example, the sweater that gives you great happiness in winter season. The same sweater somebody tells you, now you have to wear it in summer also. It's a punishment for you. You will not like it. Is it not true? In the same manner, you read 18.38 verse. It's a homework for you. 18.38. Prabhupada says, Vishayendriya samyogat yaddadagre amritopamam pariname vishamiva tatsugam rajasam smritam. He says, a young boy and a young girl at a young age, at every age you have some attraction. Like when you were small kids, children, you were attracted to toys. Correct, no? Like I was attracted to one particular toy in a shop, an aeroplane. I told my father, look at that. Green, yellow, blue, orange, all multiple colors it's showing. It's making sound also. Father said, what is so great about it? I insisted, Papa, take us to the shop. So we went in. And those days he said 2,000 rupees. Very costly toy. Big aeroplane this size. Father said, this is too costly to waste money. He said, this will break any time. You see? We should not waste money like this. But I was very much insisting, no, I like it very much. Then my father said, no, it's getting late, we have to go now. I said, you go ahead, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to watch it. We can become so attached to the things of the world that we may even tell Krishna, bye Krishna, you go back. You enjoy in Goloka, I'll enjoy here. So, anyway, then my father said, okay, if you get first rank in the class, I'll give you the plane. So I was in 4th or 5th rank that time. I worked hard and went to 3rd rank, then 2nd rank. At last I got 1st rank after 6 months. Then I ran with my progress report to father and said, Papa, I got 1st rank. He said, good boy, intelligent boy. He said, what intelligent? Aeroplane. Then my father realized, now you won't leave me now. He got that for me. And then 1 week it broke down after that. So, the point is, when you are a kid, you are attached to toys. When you are in teenage, you are attached to opposite sex. And then after you get married and beget 2-3 children, then you are attracted to more money. You need more money now. You have to pay the bills now. Correct? No? That is why we begin with spills. Child is spilling stool and urine. Then he goes to school and drills, memorizing rhythms and all. Then he gets thrills in the teenage. But in married life he gets bills. And because of bills, when he gets, gradually he gets ills. Then finally red bills. Pills. Consume pills when he gets. So, now when Prabhupada says that when in teenage you think, man and woman are attracted to each other, but when they marry and after you get a few children you get, after that the old attraction goes away. Attraction gets diverted to child after that. Once they get a child, mother and father get attracted to child. And then later on the child grows up and says, you do your thing, I'll do my thing. Then the attraction also goes away. So in this way, in this world, what was attractive at one time is not attractive another time. Why am I telling you this? By knowing this philosophy, whenever the temptations come, we can preach to ourselves. What is attractive now will not be attractive later. You will see like that. Like for example, I am showing you a laddu. People will come running, Prabhuji, please give me. When you come near and see it is full of ants, you will run in the opposite direction. Isn't it? So, we have to know how the material objects of this world are pain producing. They are not pleasure producing. What we imagine as pleasure producing is only a figment of imagination of our own mind, which is called Kandutivan Manasijam Vishaheta dhiraha, Prahlad says that. It is simply imagination. How many of you heard Prabhupada talking about this liquid beauty story? You heard that? Prabhupada saying that, right? No? Prabhupada narrating that. So of course he says that in the SSR book, but he once spoke also in the lecture also. So the whole idea is why Prabhupada tells such stories. American men and women, when they had assembled in Prabhupada's class, even to people like that, Prabhupada preached very strongly about the falsity of material enjoyment, futility of material enjoyment. Material enjoyment is simply cheating. Pleasure. It looks like chewing gum is very good fragrance, very taste in the beginning, and you put it within half an hour, it is finished. After that, it's no more flavor after that. So material enjoyment is like that. It gives a kind of quick, attraction in the beginning. Gulab jamun, you put in the tongue, how many hours can you enjoy gulab jamun? 2-3 minutes, it goes down the throat, it's transformed into something else after that. Correct, no? The taste is finished after that. So, Krishna said, what impels us to act is lust only, Arjuna. See, when lust is not satisfied, becomes angry. Lust, one definition of lust is adamant desire for the prohibited. That's the definition of lust. Like Ravana, for example, Kumbhakarna told Ravana, hey, Sita is Jagat Janani. You want to enjoy her, you will be destroyed, my dear brother. But then Ravana insisted that you have to help me. Then Kumbhakarna said, you are my blood brother, so I will help you. But if I die in the battle, you should give back Sita to Ram. So when Kumbhakarna died, did Ravana do that? No. Then he sent his ministers, all ministers died. Then he sent Indrajit. Everybody was finished. Ultimately Ravana was the one. He was so foolish. Vinashakale. Viparita buddhi means adamant desire for the prohibited. Finally he got destroyed. Same with Duryodhana. You will see that he was given such a good opportunity that just give 5 villages. He was not ready even for that. He wanted to wipe out the Pandavas and rule the world. And the result you will see all 100 Kauravas were destroyed, finished. So this kind of adamant desire for that which is not meant for us. So there are 3 propensities we have. One is lust, anger and greed. So lust purpose is tendency to catch. Ravana wanted to catch somebody's hand. So another man's wife's hand. That is tendency to catch. And lust, anger means tendency to beat. Hiranyakashipu wanted to beat up whom? You all saw Mahanarsinga Avatar movie? He wanted to beat up Prahlad, isn't it? And Duryodhana shows greed, tendency to loot. Tendency to catch, beat and loot. And all these 3 fellows were destroyed. You will see that. You see Ravana was destroyed, Duryodhana was destroyed, Hiranyakashipu was destroyed. Therefore these 3 are the viruses in our mind. And we may say that, Prabhuji, I am not as bad as Ravana or Hiranyakashipu or Duryodhana. How can you compare me with those people? We are not saying, but we have those tendencies in some proportion. Those tendencies are there in our heart in some proportion. And to the degree we have that in some proportion, to that degree our bhoga vritti is prominent. There are 2 vrittis, bhoga vritti versus seva vritti. So if we have these 3 tendencies, then the bhoga vritti is still there in us. So are we like Hanuman or are we like Ravana? So we have combination of both. Are we like Hiranyakashipu or are we like Prahlad? So we have both. So Prabhupada told in America when he came, I have come here to convert crow class people into swan class people. So at that time devotees asked, Prabhupada, what are we? Are we swan or crow? So we are like swans with some black feathers also still. We have to remove those black feathers. That's why we have this seminar, correct? Isn't it? You may wonder, how can a swan have black feathers? Yes, some are white, some are black. So the black feathers have to be removed. So for this, Chanakya said a very basic life for civilized behavior rule. What are they? We will repeat this. Matravat paradhareshu paradravyeshu loshtravat atmavat sarva bhuteshu yapashyati sa panditaha. Saying a man should see every other woman either as a mother or a daughter. Like Prabhupada says in one of the lectures. You see every woman as a mother. If she is more elder than you, see her as a mother. If she is younger than you, see her as a daughter. And woman should see every man as a father or a son. That's ideal sight which one should see. By seeing like this, one can overcome which of the three viruses? Tendency to catch the lust can be overcome. And Paradravyeshu Loshtravad. Don't put your hand in the pocket of another person. Treat that pocket like a garbage dump, he says. See, in garbage dump you put only, you don't touch. Anybody puts hand inside? You won't put. So don't put your hand in any other's pocket. By doing that, what you are able to overcome? Greed. Yeah, greed. So looting tendency is finished by that. And then Atmavat Sarvabhuteshu. You treat others as you wish to be treated. I am sure all of us want to be treated respectfully, gently. So then we have to treat others like that. By doing that, what do we avoid? Anger. We avoid anger. So we won't treat angrily. Because you know very well. Imagine if somebody with a wide open mouth yells at you, how do you feel? You feel uneasy. So we also should not do the same. Correct? Huh? With others, when we deal with others. So these three propensities are actually called mala. But yan nama shruti matrena puman bhavati nirmalaha, it says. So the chitta becomes shuddha by the nama shruti, by hearing the holy name. So we have to cleanse the... So these are the different temptations, sensory, and food and lust and luxury. Emotional is ego driven, envy for a equal who is faring better than us, or revenge towards somebody who insulted us. And then there are digital temptations like social media, and ethical temptations like cutting corners and lying. So let us see. Acha, you want to see this? Yeah. There are different temptations. So let us see the root cause of the temptations. These are the inner cause, I already told you. These are residing in our mind. Lust, anger and greed. Actually there are many. Lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, illusion. But all of them have the root in lust only. For example, a kid is demanding M&M. You say, no, I won't give you. You are eating too much. Your teeth will be gone. Then what do you think a kid will do? When you refuse to give? He will lie on the ground, wave hands and legs in a shopping mall, creating a scene. And parents think that all people are watching. So better give him. They'll give. So one will show anger, isn't it? Or if parents give one packet to eat, then what do you think the kid will say? Will be satisfied? I want more. I want more. That means dissatisfied lust leads to greed. And when you satisfy the lust, it leads to greed. Dissatisfied leads to anger. If you don't fulfill the desire, they become angry. And if you fulfill it, it becomes greed. You will see that. And if greed also is repeatedly fulfilled, it turns into pride. Like for example, some people had dreams which they could fulfill. One boy, he wanted to, get into IIT, but he couldn't first time. Second attempt he made, he got into IIT. But he got some other department. Then he again made an attempt to get into computer science, he got into computer science. Then later on he wanted to come to America, he could come to America. He wanted to join Microsoft, he got into Microsoft. He wanted to go to a very high position, he could go to high position. So that time he looked back at his friends. All my friends are all, working in some mediocre companies in India. So what do you think the thought came in his mind? Pride, yeah, he felt pride. And one day he saw Bill Gates going in his car with 4-5 prominent people with whom he was laughing, joking and spending time with them. When he looked at them, what do you think he must have felt? Envy. I want to be one of them. Why only they are given attention and not me? I am only one of the 25 people, but I want to be one of the 5 people. In this way, you will see that everything comes from lust, anger, greed, pride. They all start with which one?
Lust.
Lust. They start with lust. Just like in the transistor, you have seen that, there is an antenna like this. If you push one into another, it becomes only this much finally, and you move it like this. You know that?
Yeah.
So that is like lust. From that lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, everything else comes. Understood now? So we have to convert that lust into love. That is Krishna consciousness. So we have to convert the bhoga vritti into seva vritti. That's so when we do that, Actually, love and lust have very powerful magnitude and intensity. Love is like this, upward flowing, and lust is opposite vector. Same amount of vigor, but in opposite direction. Just like the real tree is up, but reflection tree is down. So lust takes us down, whereas love takes us up. So that is why this whole movement is called a very, very important movement. It helps one to gradually go from that lusty propensities are relieved, and then to the degree you get rid of lust, that proportion this increases, love increases. It's like x and 1 minus x. If you have x amount of lust, then 1 minus x is love for Krishna. And if you then that means, say if I have 30% lust, then 70% love for God. It will be like that, if you are practicing Krishna consciousness. So, but now we are finding the love of God is hidden, and our lust and the corollaries of lust, they are dominating our mind like demons. So that has to be cleansed. You see, mental factors, because of that we have a weak mind because of these anarthas. And mind is weak and fickle, and senses are uncontrolled. And we have a lack of spiritual purpose. We may be sometimes slack in spiritual life because of not having clarity about the ultimate goal. Like you are going in a road, you are not sure whether this is the correct road. Will your car be going fast or slow? Slow, because you aren't sure. Similarly, in spiritual life, when clarity is not there, we are going to go slow. So we have to get the spiritual purpose clearly. So we need vision. Vision means we should not be blind. Blind following will not help. Prabhupada says in 4.34 Bhagavad Gita, absurd inquiry and blind following both are condemned. Like that he writes. So we need the vision. When you have eyes open, then you can walk fast. If you are blind, you will be stumbling. Similarly, we need the values in spiritual life, because without proper values, our practice of spiritual life will become corrupt. For example, the elephant takes bath, but again comes to the shore and puts a muddy pool of water over himself. Then what's the use of that bathing? Manye kunjara shauchavat, he said. Similarly, we may chant Hare Krishna in the morning, but in the daytime we are watching some dirty things in social media, or we are having some promiscuous relationship with somebody. So then, nowadays many boys, girls, they don't marry nowadays, because they know marriage involves responsibility. And then the man is afraid tomorrow if some divorce or something happens, you have to give a big compensation. He's worried. And also many times putting up a family is a serious business. But that doesn't mean they are following brahmacharini, strict lifestyle. They are having some dubious relationships. They are getting close to each other, they say oral sex and this and that. They get intimate. So they don't know how they are tainting their character with such pollution of illicit sex. Then, especially if they are devotees, so they will be so-called devotees, Vishivashi devotees. There are devotees who come to ISKCON temples wearing tilak and kantimala, look like a devotee, and then when they go back, they have another type of lifestyle with the karmis. So that's like a chameleon, we call it. You know what's a chameleon? Chameleon, when it climbs a tree, it will be brown. When it comes to the grass, it will be green. Like that here, Haribol and chanting, dancing. And there you see, there in the cinema theatre, going around with somebody or roaming around with somebody. What kind of life is that? So that is why if one does not have a life of values and character, then there is a hole in the character, then one cannot perfect spiritual life. One will be reborn again. One has to come again and again. Similarly, you may have values, you may have vision, but if you have no vigilance, that vigilance was lacking in Bharat Maharaj, I was telling you. He was good actually, his character was good, his vision was good, he was doing perfect sadhana also, but vigilance was lacking. See, he was tempted to gamble, despite risk, he lost kingdom, brothers, everything. You can see the result of losing character, you see. In Silicon Valley, there is a story of a businessman. He got into a secret affair by online apps, and because of that, the marriage got crumbled and he lost reputation. So, sometimes it is seen that very big business people also, Sometimes they have, had extramarital affair, due to which it comes in the paper. That so-and-so has no proper character, his wife has left him now, she is divorced because of this. Or, like in 2019, one incident I read, one man, his wife had just begotten a baby, small baby, maybe 3 months old baby. But he was having an extramarital affair with a woman. So that woman was thinking that, she said, you and me, we will make a plan to finish your wife and child, so that we can marry and enjoy like that. They had made a plan, there were WhatsApp exchanges and everything. And they got caught by the police. Now the police has put them behind the bars for 20 years. So, because they made an attempt to kill the wife, but wife didn't get killed, she was saved or whatever. Another very recent story, I don't know how many of you heard about it in India. One lady married a man, very handsome man, businessman. She took him, she said, let's go on a honeymoon, and they went to one very big place, hilly place. From there she pushed him. He fell and died. And she came and cried and said he slipped down, fell off, I lost him and everything. But police had suspicion. They did some detective case. Then they found out from the mobile that she already had a affair with a boy before. They wanted to marry, but parents didn't allow. And back and forth, many exchanges were there, many photos were there, evidence they got. And she told him that if my parents forcibly marry me to somebody, I will do this, and then parents will allow me to marry anybody I want, then I'll marry you. Like this. This is a true story, it recently happened. So you can see that what all dangerous things are happening in the world like this. So we are in one sense saved by coming into this movement, ISKCON movement, such a pure lifestyle. This is like Vaikuntha descended in this world. That's the kind of life we are leading peacefully. But otherwise, outside world is in a very dangerous situation now. Because the social media has made people more and more crooked. They watch so many things. Like imagine, women are watching all these James Bond heroes, and men are watching many Hollywood actresses and all. Now if a woman wants her husband to be like a James Bond, is it possible for every man to be like a James Bond? Or if every man wants his wife to be like a Hollywood actress, is it realistic? Is it realistic or idealistic?
Idealistic.
Idealistic. And that is why they are dissatisfied. Because they are imagining. And not only that, those people who appear on the screen to be extremely beautiful, I will show you one slide now very soon. How they make up, you will see that. Yeah. I will come to that. When I come to social media, I will tell you. Is it too small or is it big enough for you?
It's big.
Yeah. See, here are some practical strategies to overcome temptations. Especially a man and woman should be loyal to each other like Ram and Sita, you see. Ram took Ekapatni Vrat, and Sita was perfectly chaste. Then only it's a peaceful family, calm family. They can be satisfied. If there is any element of suspicion comes between husband and wife, that family cannot be a happy family. It's one little doubt has come in character. It can become very degraded. One true story I'll tell you. There was one couple who had a tussle. And there was another devotee couple in the same block. They were living also. So this Mataji used to go and reveal to that Prabhuji. And that Mataji used to reveal to this Prabhuji. So generally we say the other side of the mountain is always green. So she was telling her husband, look at you, how hard you are, how bad you are, look at him, how he is. And that lady was telling the same thing to her husband. See, for another man to be very kind to you is very easy because he doesn't have to handle you and you don't have to handle him. You are in different family, correct? We all become bad guys only when you have to handle somebody. Correct? Isn't it? They were doing like this, and over a period of time, suddenly both the ladies found that the other man from whom they were taking some guidance, some shelter, some sympathy, they were sort of looking at them with a bad eye. That both of them realized. And both had gone to their counselor and reported. This man, I thought he's like a brother, he will help me, in my crisis in my home. but he is trying to come close to me in an inappropriate way. And two counselors, and they could not handle this. They went to the spiritual master. Spiritual master said, immediately these two families should geographically separate. And one should go to North Pole, one should go to South Pole. They should go far away. And number one. Number two, both these ladies have to be told, stop confiding in that person, other person, and develop trust in your own husband. You may have some difficulty, the relationship may have some strain, but if you are not going to improve your consciousness, it may end up in divorce. So they both agreed, and they both started cooperatively working within their own family. And then this way, a dangerous turn which was about to take was saved. Otherwise, two families would be destroyed. Imagine both of them divorce. Both of them have one or two children also. If they divorce and she divorce and marries him, what kind of a horrible thing it would be. It's not like changing a model mobile. Okay, this model is not good, we'll take one more model. It's not like that. Actually, marriage is not between a man and woman. It is between two families. Your mother, father, their mother, father, brothers. So many are involved, sambandhis. Serious matter. That's why fences before the cliff. Install safeguards early. Use apps to limit phone usage, avoid triggers. Similarly, spiritual anchoring, daily metta meditation, we are all doing these things. See, couple commitments, schedule sacred time together. Like if any husband, wife sit together 15 minutes a day to study Bhagavatam together, some Chaitanya Charitamrita together, that family will be a happy family. Even 10-15 minutes every day with the wife, children, family one spends. So, like we say, morning for Krishna, day for profession, evening for family. One has to take out time for these things. Otherwise, husband is busy in his world, wife is busy. I saw one picture where both husband and wife went to park so that they can sit and talk about the family. But both of them got into their own smartphones. He is watching his phone, she is watching her phone. Isn't it? So, and see, one more point is mentioned, be honest about the struggles. So, one should be honest that, I was about to commit a mistake, but I realized it's a wrong thing, I will be careful. Actually, how the mistakes happen, I will tell you. In the Vedic times, there was a maryada. Like for example, we brahmacharis, we call all the women as Mataji. And they have to treat it like mother. In the same manner, a married man treating a woman, one should not cross that maryada. That's where the problems come. But sometimes the educated ladies and educated men, they sometimes think that, hey, we are all modern people, We are not like traditional women, supposed to be within four walls and covering the head, what kind of thing it is. We are more modern and, like one Mataji, she was a karmi before becoming a devotee. So at that time, a devotee man married her in caste, same caste. And she said she has a dozen boyfriends in the college. And she is calling husband for a party, and husband went for the party, he saw what kind of friend she has. Husband was a serious devotee. Of course, eventually it took her many years to become a devotee. The point is, the Vedic culture is very protective culture. It preserves the character, purity, it's protective. You may be educated lady or educated man, but we should not cross the maryada, means the line, Lakshman Rekha. If you are going to cross that, everything will be spoiled. Your family will have disturbance. Because women are possessive about their husband. If they see that the husband is actually showing more affinity for some other woman, it will get complicated after that. So that is why it is said, there are people who were careless, and later on to repair the problem within the family became difficult. So that is why here he says, be honest about. And the long-term vision, consider what kind of partner, parent and person you want to be. What kind of life partner for the wife or husband you want to be. What kind of parent you want to be for the children. Like one American boy wanted to join Boston Temple. I asked him, what about permission from your mother and father? He said, what are you talking? When I became 13, they said, get out. Now you have to stand on your own leg. You are a grown-up boy. because he said, my mother brought some children and father brought some children and they both begot some children. My children, your children and our children. So they have 12 to 14 children in their home. He said. So here he said many people have divorced several times and married. Sometimes a dozen times also sometimes. Sometimes the same person they have married twice and divorced again also. So it has happened like that. See, there are conservative families which have remained pure and loyal also. Husband and wife loyal to each other. But otherwise, if the goal is only materialistic goal, that family will not last for a long time. See, for example, when you are a young boy and girl, at that time, the enjoyments you get, is it possible the same type of enjoyment you can get after 40 or 50 or 60? What is your body at that time? So, therefore, if one has a spiritual goal, then material body, maybe look ugly, the material body become fat, or one may have many material responsibilities. You do it as a service to Krishna. It doesn't become burdensome for you if you have a spiritual outlook. But somebody with a material outlook, they will say, this partner is not able to satisfy me. Get rid of this partner, get another one. Correct, no? You do like a new model mobile, a new model car like that. That is why we should have a long-term spiritual vision. Actually, between the age of 25 to 50, the husband and wife are allowed to come closer to each other and beget children, raise the children in Krishna consciousness. After 50, Panchashubodham Manam Rajayat, they are spiritual partners, like Devagati and Kardamani, or Malayadvaja and Vaidarbi. So, when the wife sees that the husband has developed a higher taste in spiritual platform, she will consider her husband like a guru, and then she will follow his path, and both of them have a very bright future awaiting them. Prabhupada says the next 20-25 years, 50 to 75, if they lead a dedicated life, they will be able to attain the same perfection what sannyasis can attain. So identify the challenges. What is one temptation we face as a couple? Like for example, when one has to go to office, like nowadays women have to go to office, men also have to go to office. And office, many men are not sense-controlled sages. Many people are not proper in behavior. There are low-class men like dogs. Wherever there is opportunity to misbehave with a woman, they will do it until they are slapped or whatever. So that is why one has to be very careful to safeguard one's purity and sanctity by keeping one's dressing modest, by keeping one's behavior modest. Like for example, if somebody is not dressing modestly, like for example, if a lady is a widow, for example, she wears a very light, simple white saree they wear, correct, no? And they don't, they wear that kind of dress. Why? Because she's a sadhvi, correct, no? Same manner, one is 60, one is 70, one is 80. One's age is going, one should dress modestly in such a way that people should know that this person wants to perform sadhana and go back to Godhead. It should look like that. Not that you are 70 or 80 and you are colorfully moving around. You are colorful means you are attracting others. So how we dress, how we speak, how we interact with people. Why there is separation between men and women like the way you all are sitting here. This is Vedic, correct, no? Otherwise in the colleges, boy, girl, everybody mixes together. So it's like fire and grass. It will certainly burn. So because of lack of culture. And then commit to action. What small decision can we make this week to resist the temptation? Record your commitment on the provided card in your phone and also. So write it down. Now, according to Srila Prabhupada, husband and wife coming together for procreation, not unnecessarily for recreation. Prabhupada says about that. That is even a very advanced platform it is. And it is very easy to follow for those who are fixed up in spiritual platform. So Prabhupada writes about that in the first verse, correct, no? Upastha Vegam, he writes in there. Vacha Vegam, Manasa Vegam, Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udara Vegam, Upastha Vegam, he writes there. Now, some people think, why this kind of such a serious restriction? there is such a high temptation and pleasure in this. Why one should bother about this so much? But if one studies the Shastra deeply, you will understand. Our bodily energy, for example, we call it as a rasa, rakta, madhya, meda, asti. The last one is called shukra, we call it. So there are 7 items in that, according to Ayurveda. One forms from the other. Like rasa means the food we eat. Eventually it forms the muscles, then forms the bones, then forms the blood. Then from several drops of blood, the semen is made. And the semen, it exists in a dormant state in the body. From the top of the head to tip of the toe. It exists in an evaporated state like a steam. Like a steam. But steam can be condensed into water, correct, no? Like that, the steam, like semen, gets condensed when one develops a desire for enjoying. At the time it becomes viscous semen. And then it is released from the body. So the testicles which produces the semen, if you see, that's like the root of the tree. The root of the tree nourishes the whole tree. Like that it nourishes the whole body and mind. That which is produced like this. So, whether you are a brahmachari or you are a grihastha, the sexual energy is a very powerful energy which, if conserved, it will increase several good qualities, like for example, vichara shakti, your ability to analyze, viveka buddhi, ability to discriminate, dharana shakti, ability to hold. These things will increase. The ability to remember, ability to have clarity of vision, ability to memorize, ability to think well, especially spiritual subject matter. See, spiritual life means seeing things which common people cannot see, correct, no? Most of the common masses are stooped in ignorance and passion, they cannot see. In Sattva or clarity of vision begins. And in Vishuddha Sattva, clarity of vision is very great. You can see in a crystal clear manner every truth spoken in the scripture. So, the energy, the sexual energy which is kept for, you can imagine how much power is there in this energy, that when a man and woman unite, they are able to beget a life, beget a child, they are able to give, so much energy is there. That means if the energy is conserved, it comes out as conviction in spiritual life, courage in spiritual life, confidence in spiritual life, clarity in spiritual life, ability to assimilate the Shastra and walk the path of spiritual life with great confidence without any fear. We will become free from lamentation. So, the sense control that a sadhaka practices, it yields the gift of Krishna consciousness eventually in the path of Bhakti Yoga. So, because tada tada pashyati vastu sukshmam, this is the 11th canto verse. It says that if you cultivate self-discipline, self-control, then you will be able to see subtler and subtler and subtler truths which common people cannot see. That ability to see that comes from self-control. So, therefore Shastras have given some sanction for man and woman to come together in a religious manner. Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamasmi. That is allowed. At the same time, if man and woman are going to indulge very liberally in this, they may think that what's wrong in this is within married life. Yes, you may, but then you will find spiritual life very difficult. Spiritual life will not be so thrilling. In the brahmacharya ashram also, we have seen that those brahmacharis who are very strict in this principle and they are very focused in spiritual life, they, over a period of 10, 20, 30 years, they become very blissful brahmacharis, joyful brahmacharis. And those who are going to be casual, careless, they allow the mind to flow outward in the clutter of the material world, like too much indulgence in social media and watching inappropriate things. They will not even look like brahmacharis. They become, eventually they will do papachar, durachar, brashtachar, vyabhachar. They get caught in these things and then they get deviated also. We have seen that. So, the chain of fall is very well known to all of you, correct? Dhyayata vishayan punsaha sangasteju bhajate. Sometimes people ask, where is it said in Bhagavad Gita that one should not see television? Kadachit na pashyatam duradarshanam. Any sloka is there? People ask like that, correct? But where is it said, this is what Gita says, contemplation. If you are going to watch, sometimes parents, what they do in the kitchen, they put the child with a cartoon in the TV and they go to the kitchen. They think that the child keep watching cartoon. But cartoons teach many envious things also. Children may be absorbing a lot of envious things by watching cartoons. Because they are watching, contemplation leads to, attachment and all those sequence of steps. So, you see, when I fix my mind on Krishna, no temptation can shake me. So chant, avoid the triggers, honest talk, all those things. So, I will show you what is the root of temptation? Forgetfulness of our eternal identity as Krishna's servant. That is why we hear Prabhupada books, read the Prabhupada books, hear the lectures. We want to remind ourselves of the truth. And the mind is like a restless child. We have to give it an engagement. If you give some child some engagement, he is peaceful. Sometimes parents think, let's give a mobile, let him keep watching the mobile, let us do my work peacefully. But actually, if you see our Uddhava, Parikshit, even our Abhay Babu, Abhay, they all were very attracted to the deities. Correct, no? They were all, when they were small kids, decorating the deities. Uddhava refused to come for breakfast. He told his mother that, I am busy dressing the deities of Krishna. Temptations as tests that reveal and refine our surrender, not merely enemies. Actually, the tests, when they come, we can strengthen our surrender more. Viveka, Dridhavrata, discrimination and firm resolve as a foundation. Like on Ekadashi day, tomorrow is Ekadashi, I believe, right?
Yes.
Correct, no?
Yes.
So on Ekadashi day, we take a vow not to eat grains. Correct. In the same manner, any type of sense gratification that comes in the way of my attaining Krishna, let me restrain. And by the practice, we will be able to do that. So by higher taste, what is that verse? Param drishtva nivartate. So higher taste comes in various forms. When I asked the higher taste, what is it? One boy said, I think probably festival day prasadam plate. It's a higher taste. That is one of the higher tastes. But also the higher taste is chanting, dancing, studying together, going for yatras together, or dressing the deity, worshipping deity. Different people get higher taste in different things. And also we should withdraw the senses like a tortoise. And also, Jaisa an, vaisa man, whatever type of food you eat. Prabhupada says amongst all the things, the most powerful thing is the japa. It's a sound incarnation of the Lord. It has the power to purify completely. So the japa has to be quality japa. It's a conversation with the divine couple. So one should plead the Lord in a speaking mood for purification of the heart. Prabhupada says chanting means, all of you repeat this. Oh Lord,
O Lord,
purify me, uplift me, accept me. Three things he says. Like this. So non-negotiable time means early morning hours. Peacefully sit down and chant. Lit up a lamp in the puja room and sit with the Lord and spend time with the Lord. And japa time should be exclusive time. Some people think I can chant on counter while driving the car. One boy was telling, Prabhuji, anyway car is automatic. Point to point it goes. What's wrong if I drive, if I chant along with that? Don't make such useless arguments. Isn't it? You need to give exclusive attention. Exclusive attention is required. You see, the tools are neutral, but purposeless use is the problem. Like, can you say social media is bad? Can we say that? Totally, we cannot say that, because like with Desire Tree, you all are getting so many things, correct? No? So many things, even in sometimes the short clips are also very helpful. So the same place where the deer goes to drink water, there only the tiger is hiding behind the bush. The same social media or YouTube, which can be very helpful, the same place there is danger. So we need the willpower. First of all, we need the discrimination power, viveka buddhi, to know what is good, what is bad. Then we need the willpower to make the right choice. And pick the good and reject the bad. Correct, no? So what to pick, what to drop. That we have to know. Then we will be able to effectively use the media to our advantage, spiritual advantage. There are many people doing that also effectively. Another point is mentioned here, convert sense energy into service energy, you see. Kama Krishna Karmarpane, you heard that? Krodha bhakta dveshi jane. Lobha sadhu sange harikata. Lobha sadhu sange harikata. Then moha ishtalabha vine. Mada Krishna guna gane. Niyukta karibe yata. What he is saying? You have lot of passion in your body. Drain your passion by stirring sweet rice, like Gaurang was cooking. You have seen that? Such a big patel he cooks. You cook like that, your passion will be drained. Or His Holiness Danavir Maharaj says, lift Sankirtan boxes, put it in the bus, take it, go out and do Harinam Sankirtan. So drain your bodily passion by physical activities in Krishna's service. Similarly, Krodha, if any of you have a great anger. One boy asked this question to Chandra Maharaj in Pune. Maharaj, if I tend to be always arguing, what to do? He said, argue against atheistic scientists. He said, like Prabhupada argued, like that. And lo, if somebody is being greedy good, yes, be greedy for Harikatha. Lobha sadhu sange Harikatha, is saying. And then moha ishtalabha vene. In this world, people are chasing after mirage-like objects. Chase after Krishna, he's saying. And Mother Krishna Gunagane, he says. If you want to be intoxicated, as be intoxicated in chanting and dancing like Gauranitai, how they are dancing like that. So, and then another important point here, you see, curb at thought, and then speech and action. Arrest at thought level. Kill the thoughts before they turn into words and actions. That is the rule it's given. Because everything starts with a thought. Okay, now one may have a question. How does a thought arise? Impure thought arises in the mind. How did it arise? Or a good thought or a bad thought, how does it arise? For that we have fed memory. Whatever memory you feed, that gives rise to thoughts. Our mind has a nature like a blotting paper. If you take a blotting paper and ink, if you keep ink pen like this, like that it spreads, you have seen that? Whatever you put in the mind, that is going to munch on it. Therefore, the input, what type of books you read, what type of movies you watch, what type of songs you hear, what type of people you associate with, Like we used to come from IIT Bombay to Chopari temple on Sundays. So Ranath Maharaj used to sing, beautiful tunes. Hare Krishna, you heard that? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So after the feast and everything would go back. But this would be ringing for the whole week. The years. One day in the laboratory I was dancing. Going forward, backward. Suddenly my guide came. I thought, who is going to come late at the evening time? I was there till 9 o'clock. So guide was, hey, Radheshyam, you are dancing in the lab? What are you so happy about? He asked me. I said, you can feel this happiness if you come to our temple. So one thing is, whatever inputs you take, that will conduct us. You will see that. So like Prahlad had taken that input from Narada Muni, correct, no? Therefore, even to his friends he preached so powerfully. But unfortunately nowadays many people are not careful about inputs. See, when it comes to drinking water, we only drink water from a sealed bottle. For body we are careful, but for the mind we are not careful. So are we taking hygienic input or are we taking impure inputs? Just because some impure pop-up comes doesn't mean you have to consume it. You have to reject it immediately. So, because the inputs, like once my friends were going for one movie called The Exorcist movie. They called me, I was also foolishly about to go. But one good friend of mine warned me, he said, it's a ghost movie, don't go. I didn't go. My friends returned back, it was from 5th standard. 5 years they suffered getting nightmares. Because they saw a skeleton from the window laughing. Dangerous. And they became skinny also. Very dangerous. Any of you saw a horror movie and you developed a phobia? Correct? So, therefore we should be careful what movie you watch, what songs you hear. If you hear passionate songs, 120, 130 decibel, those songs, they disturb your biological rhythm. Probably that is why they do break dance, I think, because the body breaks. Body breaks, isn't it? So, Yeah. So my strategy. Till now we discussed about, I told you about illicit exercise. The tongue is restaurant food. Actually, some devotees think that it is not so bad to eat outside. Not a bad, just chant Hare Krishna and eat. They make it very, they say like that. But who is cooking it? Which fellow is cooking it? Just because you want to taste something to satisfy your taste buds, if you eat like that, Krishna is watching. And certainly, I have seen people who eat such restaurant food, their gossiping tendency increases. They gossip unnecessary things, useless talk, argumentation, debate, fault finding, blasphemy, everything will increase by that type of Jaisahan, Vaisaman. Your mind is formed by the food. So, therefore, see, eating is an exchange of consciousness. Restaurant food often carries profit-driven or mixed consciousness, you see. People cook food like that. But prasadam is sanctified. Mercy. So, there is mitabhuk, ritubhuk, hitabhuk. You know the three meanings of this? First you should eat only sanctioned food, and that sanctioned food is vegetarian. And sanctified food is prasad. But that should be eaten moderately, that is mitabhuk. One should not overeat. Even as a devotee, if you overeat prasad, then what will happen after prasad? You feel like this. You feel tired, correct, no? But you will see in motels and all, drivers eat. But after eating, if the driver is sitting in the seat and sleeping, what will happen? Accident can happen, isn't it? So that's why we have to eat to get energy. In energy science, what is the definition of energy? Energy means capacity to do work. That means after eating prasad, what you should do? Seva. Correct. The purpose of eating is to do seva. And one shouldn't eat and go to sleep immediately. That means one is overeating. Some people take too much and later on they realize, oh, I have taken too much. I asked the fellow, why did you take so much? He said, Prabhuji, I thought I was afraid it will get over. So don't worry. Ritubhuk means in every ritu you know that season. Seasonal foods are there. If that is eaten, it's very healthy. And hitabhuk means you should eat to have a healthy body to serve. Don't get obesity by eating junk food, and then you have to, only seva you will do is to maintain your body. Isn't it? See, always plan ahead. When you are going out of station, there are prasadam you can make and carry. Like when we both travel, first day morning we carry khichdi. And for the first day, sometimes evening also we can carry khichdi, correct, no? Morning 10 o'clock one khichdi you take, and then evening 5 we can take. Then one more day I have to travel. We take chapati and papaya halwa, correct, no? That lasts for 4-5 days it lasts. Also there's something called kakra. How many of you know kakra? That can last for 1 month also. Yeah, it's very tasty also, it's very good. Available in GV also. So in this way there are many items which last for many days. Devotees can take, and you make it a point to eat only what you carry and don't eat outside here and there. Keep prasadam ready. Travel prasadam kit. And see ingredients and consequences. Garlic, onion, meat stock, especially in America, you have to be very, very careful when you are buying anything. These are lower modes. There's karma involved. And also when you go to sometimes some new people's homes, you're cultivating them, they will ask you to eat. One Mataji was telling, she went to a donor's home, one lady, who used to give for deity dress. But that lady said, Mataji, please eat in my home. But she's not a devotee. Not devotee means she's standing 1 or 2 rounds, she's standing. She was just standing 1 round, very new lady. But she still hadn't given up meat. So this Mataji was wondering, how can I eat anything in her house? Isn't it? Then, what happened then? After that, Mataji said, okay, Mataji, I have already finished my lunch and come, she said. Then she said, okay, at least I'll give you fruits, she said. Then she went to the fridge and took out some fruits to cut the fruits. This Mataji immediately called our temple. We have in the information center, we have one person. She said, please check with Radheshyam, emergency call. I ran to the booth. It's an information center. I asked, who is that? What do you want? Prabhuji, I am in a great predicament. She is going to cut the fruits and give me, but she might have used the same knife for cutting. So what do? I don't know now. I agreed to take fruits, that's a mistake from my side. I said, very simple, ask her for uncut fruits. Right now, you tell her that just now you ate prasad, you can eat fruits later in the evening. Then immediately she told her, that lady gave her one bag full of apples and everything, and she went back. Simple. You know to escape, huh? Yeah. Ritualize cooking or offering. Train the tongue to relish purity over spice. What will happen if you eat very spicy food? What will happen?
Passion.
Passion will increase. Huh? Do you want to increase passion or you want to have compassion?
Compassion.
You want passion or compassion? Compassion. Isn't it? So, see, according to your age also, like for example, below 30 you can eat very nicely. They can digest stone also. Huh? Below 30, people have a lot of strength, correct? Then between 30 to 40, 45, you can eat chapati, sabji and all those things, but eat moderately, and the quality of prasad should be such that it will give you energy. But beyond 45, 50, our eating should be very simple. Because at that time our appetite, digestion, all these things is not that great, and also by keeping food simple, we can learn little bit austerity. Like Raghunath Goswami, he would take once in 3 days a palm leaf of buttermilk. We are not telling you to do that. You can take proper prasad 2 times a day also you can take. But the idea is we should, control that. And follow role models, isn't it? Emulate Raghunath Das Goswami, correct? No? Simple appetite and mitahara discipline. Okay. See, how do you achieve any good quality? Here is a secret. Set milestones. Like how many of you sleep between 9:30 to 10 daily? Before 10 you sleep. How many of you? Okay, there are a few. So 10 to 11, how many of you sleep? Okay. 11 to 12, how many of you sleep? There are a few. And 12 to 1, anybody? Nobody, I think, 12 to 1, okay. Before 12, everybody is sleeping. So, now in case you are sleeping at 12, so you have to bring it to 10 now. 10 is, according to doctors also, 10 is ideal, 10 to 4. It's not only in ISKCON, even outside also, they say Pitta cycle starts at 10 o'clock. Body starts secreting Pitta. So 10 o'clock if you have to sleep, you are sleeping at 12, so set milestones, which means first week, make it 11:45. Second week, 11:30. Until you hit 10, like that. That is setting milestone. Second thing is, connect with role model devotees who sleep pakka on time. Who are the pakka fellows who sleep at 9:30 here? Anybody? They deserve a gold medal. Huh? If I were a millionaire, I will give you a gold medal for that. Anybody? Nobody sleeps at 9:30. 10? Anybody? 10. Who are 10?
Arav.
Ah, very good. Give an applause for Arav. Very good. Sleeps on time. So like Arav is a role model. One more Mataji is raised hand. So those who are pakka role models who regularly do that, you can keep in touch with them and take inspiration from the role model. And be a part of Sangha of Peers. In Pune, there was a Mataji, what she would do. She had 8 Matajis, they all wanted to sleep by 10. So what they would do, they would sleep at 10, get up at 4. And morning 4 o'clock when one lady would get up, she would call the other Mataji. Then third, then fourth. Finally, she will get the last call, will come to her. That means the loop is complete. Wow. All of them have gotten up. And in case call is not coming, she knows somebody slept up. Somebody didn't receive the phone. Isn't it? Isn't it? See, this I told you many things. Look at this lotus. See, the lotus is using the kichad to rise above the surface. It doesn't. Have you ever seen a lotus going down into the kitchen and saying, I am in a muddy pool of water? Doesn't say that. Similarly, you may be born in even a Asura's family like Prahlad. But Prahlad came up like a lotus, correct, no? He emerged. Similarly, you will find that Prahlad or Bhishma or Akrura, they all lived in very bad environment, ambience, but they remained pure devotees. Similarly, in a household situation, husband, wife, and like mother, father, multiple people, all may not be devotees sometimes. But in that event also one can be a serious devotee. Like a lotus comes out. Also the lotus faces the sun. And who is compared to sun? Krishna. Krishna Surya Sama, correct now? So as soon as the lotus faces the sun, the lotus opens and releases fragrance and honey also. Honey for the bumblebees and fragrance for everybody else. Similarly, a devotee, by connecting with Krishna, your good qualities come out. And by not remaining stooped in mud of materialistic lifestyle. So let us rise above the materialistic lifestyle and blossom like the lotus. And also let us cultivate detachment like the lotus leaf, which never touches. Similarly, responsible lifestyle with detachment. So this already I told you, these things. So mental fasting, strictly God imagination. Practice stopping erotic thoughts at inception. Actually, our mind imagines more than what there is. Don't allow the mind to go erratically in the wrong direction, dreaming. Instead, dream like Akrura, who was entering Vrindavan. That's called Akrur Manorath. We have Bhautik Manorath, there is also Akrur Manorath. So we should cultivate which Manorath? Akrur Manorath. And then guard the inputs. Avoid triggering movies, music, books, chats. Control eye contact and media. Eyes are the vent for lust, so through eyes it enters. So one has to safeguard one's senses. Sublimate via intense seva, like preaching, kirtan, temple service. Channel your energy into constructive seva. Those devotees who are 24/7 busy in service, they have no room for opportunity for this. And accountability and confession. In any kind of fallen consciousness happens, we should confess, have a trusted mentor, guide, take help, and make a check time to time, like checking of our consciousness, transparency. So these are practical things we can do. This is about social media. I'll go a little fast now. See, social media, modern Maya's potent weapon, isn't it? Engineered dopamine means you get some kick when you see it. It hijacks your attention. And so useless connection. Look at this lady, suddenly she realizes she has missed her flight. She was sitting with the social media. She lost her flight. Alas, flight has gone. I forgot to board the flight. So, it steals your time. It steals the Vaishnava's most precious resources. What are Vaishnava's most precious resources? Time, mind. Mind, Krishna says you should give to whom? Krishna. Yeah, he says manmana. But instead of manmana, we give to social mana. Isn't it? So, and then time and precious human life, everything is lost, you see. So the problem is not the tool, but aimlessness. Apply the principle of intentional, which means use the tool safely, carefully. That's the point. See, this boy, how he degraded, it's mentioned here, you see. Innocently, Rohan began with simple curiosity. During study breaks, he started. Then gradually he got addicted, lured into reels, challenges and meme culture. Eventually, his emotions became manipulated by jealousy. Oh, my friend, he got so many likes. I got so less likes. He got 500 likes, I got only 20 likes. So he developed jealousy. And he developed restlessness. How I can beat my friend down? And I can also get so many likes like him. Many boys, girls, they upload things and they want likes. And they develop that attention-seeking nature. You see? Dissatisfaction, despite having enough. See, every one of you sitting here, God has given you so many gifts which you are not utilizing fully. Instead, you are comparing with others, and that causes a lot of burning of the heart. You will see that. Like once Guruji told 3 disciples to go and fetch this jackfruit leaf, dry leaf. They went and came back in the evening with empty hands. Guruji asked, why are you coming back with empty hands? One of them said, one fellow is selling it because he's crushing it and making a powder as a medicine. So he says, if you want the leaves, you have to pay. Another fellow said, another disciple said, one fellow is combining the leaves and making a leaf plate. And he says, 1 plate is 1 rupee. So I had to come back, I didn't have money. Third fellow said, one lady was ready to give dry leaves for money because she's using it as a fuel in a furnace. Then the Guru told them, just see, even a dry leaf is not useless. How can you be useless? Then they understood that everybody has inbuilt some unique talent God has given. Somebody has a musical talent, somebody has interpersonal talent, somebody has a philosophical talent, somebody has a sports talent, somebody has a mathematical talent, somebody has a linguistic talent, somebody has, spiritual talent, correct? No? Everybody has some talent. Huh? Somebody has feeling for eco-friendliness and environment. So identify what talent you have and don't compare yourself with others. You nurture what you have already. Some people use it as an escape route. If examination is there tomorrow, today you keep on watching reels, so you can forget the exam. It's like ostrich burying the face inside the ground. Imagining there is no tiger behind. It's like that. See, academic downfall, mental fatigue, spiritual emptiness, that's what this fellow felt. See, now earlier he was stressed, now he is crying now. This happens to many children. So this is a story of this Esena, O'Neill story. She was actually at one time having 2 lakh YouTube subscribers and 60,000 Snapchat followers. She was a very big influencer, but she quit social media in 2015 and admitted that it's harming her mental health. She is crying now, you see below. Earlier she was smiling, now she is crying here. See, after quitting, so this is a very important slide. What she is saying, social media is not real life, it is real life. She understood that. She fully exited Instagram, YouTube, Tumblr, everything, Snapchat. 2019, she briefly returned to Instagram through a new account and she posted a moderate photo. Just like look at her now, how she looks. She's the real photo of her. 2,000 followers. Now she remains largely offline because she wants real life now. So otherwise, many times people, I will show you when it comes to that. So how the mind hijacks the mind, we have shown that. Mental impact, moral impact, spiritual impact, multiple types of bad impact it has. Desensitization to vulgarity, gossip and pride, you see. See the negative influences, here on the right side, is it too small for you? They promote unrealistic standards, spread misinformation. Pseudoscience. Like for example, see the toxic wellness trends, these are all cheaters. They say detox teas, appetite suppressant lollipops, dieting and all these things, the toxic trends. Similarly, fake ideals. See this one. She looks like this, but they make her look like this. Just see. So, and the amazing thing is what? As I told you, many people look at this kind of thing and they expect their wife to be like this. That's it. But actually, reality, she is like this. So there are many fake ideals are being promoted like this. So what's your experience? What are the 3 negative effects you have faced due to social media? Anybody would like to share? At least one? Yes?
Waste of time.
Waste of time, yeah. Very good. And anyone else? Yes?
Eyes strained.
Eyes get strained because of watching too many reels, yeah?
Low confidence because we see everyone.
Yeah. Oh, you say like she's like that and I am good for nothing, you feel like that, yeah?
Loss of focus, you forget what you...
Exactly. You were intending to do something good that day and time gets lost and you lose your focus. And then?
Garbage in.
Garbage in, garbage out. Correct.
Watching social media plants unnecessary desires.
Correct. More desires.
You may not know about something, but because of that you found out.
Yes.
Oh.
Correct. Then I have to get that. Correct. And you have to spend also for that. Correct. Correct, that's true. So it's a disease. So let us discuss the cure now. What is the cure? First thing is you accept that you have become influenced. I am becoming addicted. What is the proof you are addicted? The moment you get up in the morning, you open social media. That means one is addicted. Some people wonder, why no notifications have come? They wonder, what is this? Sometimes they call a friend, why you are not sending anything? They become addicted to it, you see. Yeah. And then recognize the patterns. Your mood, time, focus, everything is getting lost. So in this way, recognize it. See? Define your why. Before logging on, seva, preaching, urgent coordination, think about it. Why am I going to social media today? What am I going to do there? Think about it. Curate aggressively. Follow Krishna conscious sources. Unfollow materialistic contentious accounts. You can unfollow, correct now?
Yeah.
You can say no to them. And then hard boundaries, no phone during sadhana. How many of you keep your smartphone far away when you are chanting japa in the morning? Acha, we have about almost 8 of them. Applause for this devotee. Haribol. Which means this applause indicates that others also should try for it. Correct, no? See, morning you keep the phone in the locker, lock it up, and then you tell all your people that please don't expect me till 9 or whatever. Till 8 or 9, I don't use phone. Whatever, in case you want to send a message, you send, I'll reply later. And then replay scrolling with japa. And Shravana ask, will this post help me remember Krishna? Either you have to ask the question, correct now? So these are some practical shields. See, screen time, you can, these are also practical. Check daily usage, set app limits, focus, and also replace, don't just remove. You, instead of toxic feeds, you can have spiritual content. And offline engagement, like sports for example, it's very important to go out in the nature, go close to nature, the sunlight, the walking on the grass, taking fresh air, real conversation, playing outdoor, that is much more better than just sitting and scrolling all the time. See, no phone first or last 30 minutes of the day. See, before going to sleep, if you made a phone call to somebody and yelled at somebody, then you can't sleep peacefully. So therefore, better avoid at the last part of the day. Hear some nice shloka or katha and then go to sleep. Isn't it? And this fellow has how many phones? Oh, 2 or how many?
3.
3, yeah, one more. I think he needs one more for the other ear also, I think. Correct, no? But that lady is smart, she's saying no, you see. So, now you can decide, see, power of good association, bad association. You see? See, good habits, regular exercise, healthy eating, reading daily, meditating. Bad habits, snacking on junk food, scrolling on the phone, watching too much TV, procrastinating, you see. So, you can see the difference. Yeah. Morning sadhana, I am coming to last part now. Early rising, chanting prayer. See, these 5 items which I mentioned here, no? I have elaborated them in the next 2 slides. The next 2 slides will require, probably Adi Gadadhapu has to give a full lecture on them. The next 2 slides I am going to show, they are very deep, and one line you have to read, and then you will be able to elaborate very nicely. I will just show you that. See, read, let us see one morning sadhana, quickly read it. Who can read it? Take the mic, I will give you.
We have other.
Give the mic. See, social media costs time, fast food costs health, notifications cost focus, and comfort zones cost the future. See? You saw that? Isn't it? Some things are pricier than money, he says. Brilliant, no? Okay, read the morning sadhana. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Morning sadhana. Prioritize Brahma Muhurta. Sleep early to rise refreshed. Structured practice. Chant minimum 16 rounds attentively before worldly duties. Deep prayer. Offer gratitude. Seek seva opportunities and pray for humility. Reflection. End sadhana by reading a verse or contemplating service goals.
Yeah. So, morning sadhana is best performed if you rise in Brahma Muhurta. So, I always say that Sattva Guna, what is Sattvic lifestyle? So people say Sattva Guna begins with, I asked, is it rising early? I said no, sleeping early. Because when you sleep early, then only you can rise early, correct? No? Okay, and then Scriptural takes in the same manner. You can see each of this. You see, when you're reading, don't just read it, reflect and apply, and then share realizations and then cross-reference, okay? So, one of you can take snapshot, Prabhuji will explain to all of you later. Okay, you taken? Yeah, taken, yeah. Similarly, satsanga and seva, you see. Quality over quantity, attend or host focused senior level discussions, associate with advanced devotees, and guide younger devotees. Hear more, speak less, avoid fault finding. So in this way, each of the items are more explained in detail. The last one is the fifth one, this one. Gratitude journaling. This is the most important thing. Gratitude is the source of all good qualities. We have to replace complaints with appreciation in speech. Express thanks to devotees personally, strengthening relation with devotees. So these things are going to help us, because if the relation with devotees is good, then you associate more with them. More associate with them, then Maya is less. It's all connected, you see.
Can you go to the previous slide, please?
Yeah.
Seva?
Yeah. Totally 5 items. See? Increase the dose of Krishna consciousness to push out Maya. Hearing, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. How do you strengthen Vairagya? By meditating on the misery. That's why it started with that class today. Impermanence of mental pressure. Diet, association, reading, seva, everything put together will link. It's like a last, only prasadam. Have a travel kit. No solo restaurants after dusk. Similarly, for sex life, what do? God inputs, confession weekly, channel energy into service projects. See, recently I came to know, when we do Gayatri 3 times a day, why we do Gayatri? He says that, for example, afternoon to evening, if some bad thoughts came, by Gayatri they are nullified. The effect of bad thoughts in our brain is nullified when we do the Gayatri. I heard that. And then social. Seva, only 30-minute cab. Yeah?
Sorry, so what is meant by no solo restaurants?
No, actually, actually we don't take in any restaurant. Actually, sometimes we have a tendency, people, even devotees I have seen, they generally think that it is not that bad to eat outside, provided we chant Krishna's name. Now, after dusk it says here, but actually why only after dusk? Even in the day we should not eat. But why it is saying after dusk? People do this when they return from the office. When people return, sometimes devotees think that it's not so bad to, like there are devotees who even buy biscuits and other things from outside and give to children also. They think it's not that bad idea, we can just chant Hare Krishna and take it. But a lot of karmic things go into the food. So this is just sloka references are given here. You can read this at your leisure. Conquer tongue, belly, genitals, and conquer worlds. Prabhupada also says that if you control tongue, Jidam sarvam jiterase. If you conquer tongue, you have conquered everything. That says in the 11th canto, there is a verse. Tavat, there is a verse which says that. Ravana was passionate, Kumbhakarna was ignorant, and Vibhishan was in sattva. So Vibhishan prayed, my dear Lord Brahma, even in most difficult circumstance, let me always walk the path of dharma. And that is why he walked the path of dharma always. So modern day allurements are like a golden plate of garbage versus clay bowl of nectar. Which one will you prefer? Clay bowl of nectar, isn't it? Krishna consciousness is like a clay bowl of nectar. But modern day allurements are like golden plate of garbage. These are our role models. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Raghunath Das, and all ISKCON devotees. Shri Prabhupada ki. So only thing is I spoke a lot and I couldn't give you time. It's a little big PowerPoint it is. But evening tomorrow, where am I going?
Tomorrow evening, Gita Wise.
Oh, right. If any of them had questions, you can they can send a WhatsApp message to you, I think. Then you can gather and send me. I generally reply. I can give a video reply or a text reply to you and you can give them.
Okay.
All right, no?
Yes.
In this, what we discussed today, I couldn't leave time because I also sleep early. By 9 I sleep. Yeah.
9:07.
Yes. And tomorrow is Ekadashi also. Let's run. Shri Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Thank you very much.
His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu ki
गौर भक्तानंद की
जय. His Grace Shri Gopal Pran Prabhu ki jai. His Grace Shri Vaishnav Sharan Prabhu ki jai. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol.